Yo, good people. It's your homie Herbman, and you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Hey, look, go tell somebody your homie Herbman is on. And if you are new to this program, welcome. Go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen right there, and go ahead and hit that notification bell so that you never miss what we bring to the platform, all right? If you are new to our channel, if you are a long time friend, remember that it is free to like, share, and subscribe. All right. So what we're talking about today is how to heal ourselves. Okay. Why is self-healing so important? And why do we here at Herbman Inc. feel as though we need to be helping others heal themselves? And this is something that we strongly believe in, that we all should be able to help ourselves in time of physical, mental, and spiritual crises. We should have the tools in our own possessions to be able to at least help us through some of the beginning phases of sickness, the beginning phases of disease, all by altering the way that we eat, the way that we think, and the way that we feel about certain things at certain times. All right. And so what we want to talk about today is how important it is to know how to heal yourself, especially now more than ever before. Even with the advent of all the particular technologies and medicines that we have at our disposal, it is still now more than ever time for us to learn how to heal ourselves. And so I want to first of all talk to you about why is self-healing so important? Because a lot of times if we could stop things in the preventive phase, then we subside or circumvent real chronic or acute conditions. Okay. And so it's very important for us to really know the techniques of what we can do. And a lot of techniques are going to be what we can utilize in the preventative phase. Okay. A lot of the techniques are what we can utilize in the preventative phase. And so what I mean by that is that a lot of the techniques are really about diet. And it's about how we think about life on a day-to-day basis. And it's about what are our spiritual journey, our spiritual openness, our spiritual willingness to connect and to get out of the box a lot of the times. And when we have a free-flowing spirit with a free-flowing mind, a mentality, it tends to alleviate the stress on the physical body. And we know that with the alleviation of any type of stress or resistance or any type of challenges that the body has to go through, and I'm not saying that those things are bad all the time. Some of those things are necessary at certain times for the body in order for it to improve in certain areas. But we can't keep our bodies in constant oppression or suppression or pressure or stress, because long-term stress will not be good for any of us. And so with that being said, we're going to talk about how to heal ourselves. And the first thing we need to understand that healing comes from detoxifying. Okay. It comes from the detoxification of the mental, spiritual, and physical self. So what are you talking about when you're talking about detoxing in the mental capacity? Well, what comes into us sometimes could be negative energies, negative thoughts, negative ideas, negative opinions of life, about others, about oneself. Okay. And a lot of times these negative thoughts, ideas, and opinions breeds into depression, oppression, and suppression of your mental cognitive abilities. All right. We only stay in one area. We don't expand or develop in our mental capacity. And a lot of times when we don't balance ourselves in this particular area and we get too much negative energy in the mental capacity, right? We get too many negative thoughts. We have too many negative ideas. We have too many bad habits about how we think about things, about how we go about life on our, when we're talking about our thought life. It's packed with negative energy. It's packed with negative thoughts. It's packed with negative ideas and negative opinions about life and about things and all these types of things. And you cannot sustain physical healing on a permanent basis if you have negative thoughts and ideas and feelings about yourself. All of these things are going to lead to negative behaviors. Okay, whether that's bad eating habits or just a bad lifestyle, smoking and drinking and just, just doing all kinds of stuff, never really giving yourself the time, all of these types of things are going to wreak havoc on the mental body. So the first step into healing process is detoxifying ourselves and our mentalities. How we think about ourselves and others really matter. And how you can detoxify yourself is through several means. Long walks, okay, meditation, okay, decluttering your schedule, your calendar, and giving yourself time to relax and rest can be very beneficial to alleviating negative thoughts and this oppression that is on the mental construct. And so a lot of times, if you clear your calendar, if you go on vacations, if you take long walks, if you meditate, if you get to one with nature and if you write things down in your journal, okay, or if you write things in your blog, or if you can just get out of you what you're thinking, get it out of you. That's what detoxifying is all about. You got to get it out of you. So the things that handicap us in this particular mental area, we need to detoxify ourselves. We need to get out. We need to get it out of us. We need to get it out of our brains so that we can learn how to think again, learn how to be more positive about our thought life. Okay. Learn how to balance it more with the positive energy. Knowing how to create more positive thoughts and more positive ideas and more positive opinions about life and about what we're going and about others and just about people and about nature in general. We got to learn how to detoxify our minds. The next step is to learn how to detoxify our spiritual life. And a lot of times this is an issue because we are limited in our spiritual experiences. Okay. Now, this is not talking about religion. This is talking about our spiritual experiences, our ability to have experiences that we could attribute to things being beyond our control. That we're not controlling every aspect of this particular spiritual life. Okay. And when you have a limited spiritual life or limited spiritual experiences, then you have limited control over your emotions. You have a limited control over your feelings and your beliefs. So a lot of this is due to social engineering, the same as your mentality. A lot of it is due to your cultural afflictions. All right, your social engineering. You have to break out of the box on both of these. And you have to gain more spiritual experiences. A lot of times we reverberate beliefs from somebody else or through our heritage or through our lineages, all right? But we ourselves may not have yet had the spiritual experience within that belief to really know for sure that we're on the right track. And if we don't have those experiences, some people can shy away, walk away from the belief, walk away from what they feel because they have not had the experience that they're looking for from that particular ideal as of yet. Okay. And so a lot of times when we're walking around here limited in our spiritual experiences, then we don't have the full essence, the full awakening, the full consciousness of life. Okay. And when we don't have this fullness in this particular area, we can be what is called wanderers in the world. having a wandering spirit, connecting to ideologies and connecting to theologies and connecting to all of these philosophies, right? And we are setting ourselves in these particular constructs. We're not really being able to flow and connect with all things. We set ourselves into one thing. And when that one thing, again, it limits us from experiencing other things. See, that's one caveat about religion, is that a lot of times it makes us feel as that this is the one thing, and whoever does not communicate properly within this one thing or have a proper relation with this one thing cannot enter in. And so what happens is you have a group of people that's saying, if you don't think like me, feel like me, look like me, then you cannot communicate with me on planet Earth. You cannot understand me here. And I beg to differ that we all are humans and we're all having this human experience. And so there has to be a lot more understanding, all right? And so when we're in this area, we do not want to be limited in our spiritual experiences, and we don't want to cling to ideologies or theologies or philosophies that keep us set and not being able to get the fullness of this spiritual experience. And what this does is it opens us up to be more open emotionally, to be more open with our feelings and how we understand, and to be more open with our beliefs and have more of a universal connection with our beliefs, that all things are connected together and work together. And so we have to detoxify the limitations on our spiritual life, and we got to get those limits out. And we have to be willing to be open and be conduits to nature and to the spirit world itself. Because your healing may have you go left, and if what you believe right now only wants you to go right, you won't even have the ability to do what is necessary for your healing to take place. All because of you being limited in what you believe and how you believe. Medicine may not work for you. There may be guys like myself, holistic healers and traditional medicine men and women that do have what you are looking for. But a lot of times, if you don't know about it, if you're limited and you don't understand how that particular thing works over there, you will circumvent going over here to people who could actually help you, because all you know is based on your socially engineered belief systems. So we got to detoxify that stuff and allow us to be open to the healing, for the healing. This is a very important place for healing to begin, but we first got to detoxify what limits us. And thirdly and lastly, detoxifying can happen and can start materializing on the physical plane when we have begun these steps. And this particular third one is about the physical detoxification. So we know that we get toxins in our bodies, and we also are just malnutrition, all right? And so what we need to do is reboot our physical bodies, okay? So detoxifying your physical body is an important step into healing oneself. You don't want to continue to compile on toxins and nutrient deficient food on top of toxins and on top of nutrient deficient foods. You don't want to do that. So what you want to do is clean yourself out. You want to get all of the gunk out. Okay, the same way with the mind and the same way with the spirit. We want to get this out of us. We want to get toxins out of us. We want to get heavy metals out of us. Okay, we want to clean out our gut, our digestive system, right? So when we're talking about the physical detoxification, then we know that the digestive system is one of the greatest places to start your detoxification process. So in this digestive system, we want to have something for the liver, gallbladder. Okay, we also want to detoxify our kidneys. Now that's not up here, but it's going to be your urinary tract system. All right, So we want to do the kidneys. We want to do the liver. Okay. We also want to do the integumentary system, which is our skin, because we want to sweat. All right, and get the toxins out that way as well. And then we want to also do our respiratory system, okay, so that we can clean out our lungs and clean out our alveoli and be able to breathe in fresh air and out the toxins that we need to get out of our systems, and have this particular system working appropriately. All right, and so those are the places. You're talking about your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, you're talking about your skin. Those are the 4 areas of the physical detoxification that you're going to need to do in order to stay away from sickness and disease, from chronic or acute sickness and disease. Anybody telling you that they could really heal you without you getting out of these aspects and understand why this is a holistic approach to healing yourself. Because if you still have bad habits in the brain, you probably are going to end back up in a situation with your physical body. If you have a break or a imbalance or inadequacy in this particular spiritual world, right? Because remember that this spiritual world is controlling your emotions and your feelings and your beliefs about things. So if you have limited understanding about life, and if you have a thwarted understanding about foods, about how you eat, especially if you consider food to be a religion to you, right? You know you're set on a particular way you're going to eat because of your lineage, your heritage, your folks before you, or just because of what you like, right? It's going to end up being here. You're going to see the essence of this. You're going to see the remnants of this here. It's going to show forth here. So if what we do here and here will show here, then we got to understand that if we do positive things here, then it will have positive ramifications on our physical bodies. So the first things that we have to understand when watching this particular video, my people, is that we have to detoxify ourselves first. We have to get out all of the negative energy, all of the gunk, all of the toxins, all of the bad habits, all of the bad thoughts that we have, all of our bad experiences that we have that enable us to do the wrong things. That enable us to do the wrong things, that handicap us from doing the right things. We need to flush our minds of what is going on in our world with violence, with hatred. We got to get the anger out, because anger can affect the liver. And we got to be mindful that we can't allow our community, our society, our culture to put fear in us. On a day-to-day basis, people are fearful of what they're going to be able to eat and what they're going to be able to do in a day. We're fearful about what the next day is going to bring. And this fear could wreak havoc on organs like your kidneys. And so if you're in constant anger, if you're in constant fear, then you already are going to be starting this physical ramifications of things. Already it's going to start, even though these things are emotions. But they can be socially constructed in our minds, and then they can start festering in our spirits, and then they become attached to us and become diseases and become viruses and bacteria to our physical condition. And this could all be manifested just through words coming in through the brain. So we got to guard our brains. Our spiritual world is mandated by the heart, what we love. We have to guard our hearts, all right? And then when we're talking about our physical bodies, we have to guard our guts. And all three of these things not only are how we think, but also how we feel. So not only do these things have neurological connections, they also are part of our emotional connections. And I'm telling you, you cannot heal yourself without changing your mind, without opening up your spirit life, in order for you to really have the tools in your kits to be physically in great health. So I want you guys to understand that. Go out and find you a great detoxification process, a great detoxification program. We have things on loveherbman.com. We have particular packages that people could utilize for decompressing and relieving you of the stress, not only in the physical, but also in the mental and in the spiritual, so that you would definitely leave out differently than you came in. And for the young people out there that are watching the video, start now. Now, if you want to live to 120 years old and beyond, no matter how old you are, if you're listening, young people, now is the time to start that journey to being super humans. I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And until next time, love Herbman.